This episode brought to you by actual fucking content. PUBG, baby.
This is Hot Drop, where I used to bring you premier PUBG analysis. We used to, and we still do too. I'm Dano.
I'm Cody.
And I'm Lemon John. We stream Monday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/hot drop.
No.
_/hot drop.
I can't remember how it goes, man. It's not written anywhere. We're Saison 4.
The _ hot drop.
The point is, we don't
point
bring
is
you
we do
PUBG
stuff.
anymore. We do stuff. We stream Monday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern at the _hot drop. And we also have some PUBG news this week because there's a bit of stuff that happened. So let's get into it.
Would you say that there's some stuff?
Let's get into it.
Okay. Station X. The patch is out there.
Console June patch preview.
There's a June patch preview. It's about goddamn time.
And there's some stuff in here.
There
Stuff
is
in here
some
that's
stuff.
not PC only, I will say.
That is
Yeah,
true.
let's talk about console. Give them the nuggets.
Give him the rundown.
Getting them business.
Give him the shimmy. I don't know if that's
James
phrase.
Harden. James Harden.
James Hardon.
No, well, that's the porn name.
Oh.
Are you doing porn again?
Did someone make you do a porn?
He's doing a porn. The next
Take a
patch.
deep fake too. I forgot about that.
Moving on. The next patch on console, Xbox, and PS4 is scheduled for June 27th, Pacific Daylight Time. There's no time that they have said that the patch is coming. They just say June 27th, Pacific Time. They will introduce some highly demanded features to the console experience, including the auto-equipping of scopes, magazines, and muzzle attachments.
How sweet it is to be loved by you.
I'm
A
curious how the
tactical
scopes
marker
will work.
communication system for those without access to mics. The Gong Show. A new controller layout scheme for better mobility in battle, and also some loot rebalances for Vikendi and Erangel, as well as the highly anticipated weapons mastery system. All on the console, all on June 27th.
The Vikendi and Erangel loot rebalances, well, definitely on Vikendi, it's quite a lot, for at least for snipers. But I still think that there's a problem with that because I was playing with Charlie and Jammy on the PC, and they were still complaining about frame issues and loading stuff on Vikendi. They can't play it.
It's so bad. Even
So
the
that-
people that have SSDs on console, Vikendi is.
They do.
Ooh. I mean,
Yeah.
PC, it's bad. It chugs on PC. I can't
Sure.
imagine how terrible it is right now on Vikendi. I'm still scarred from the time I got stuck underneath Castle.
That's the best part, is if you had an SSD, you were punished because the building would load in, but the people without SSDs would fall through the map and can shoot you through the walls. Meanwhile, you're completely safe because you think you're in a building.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But hopefully this will encourage some people to play it a little bit more because I think it is a pretty cool map.
It is.
I just wish the assets were a little bit smaller or a lot
Is that
smaller.
would you guys say that's your number one complaint against Vikendi? Just the performance?
I like it. I think it's fun. I think my biggest concern is because like I actually get decent frame rate on Vikendi for the most part. It's mostly the visibility. I have a really hard time finding people, and it burns my eyes if I play it for a couple hours.
I really like the circles on Vikendi. I would say if I had to narrow it down, it's mostly performance. I don't like the weapon layouts, the loot.
The loot
But-
mounts.
If they're adding more DMRs and snipers, I would be
They added
much
a bunch
happier.
more.
They
They added
Yeah.
a bunch
Big
more.
increase.
Yeah. And when they went at first, they're like, we want it to be an SMG heavy map. I was like, no.
So wrong. It was
It
so
didn't
wrong.
make any sense.
I'm glad they realized that was incorrect.
Don't give me a brand new map and then say that I'm limited to the amount of weapons or the kinds of weapons that I'm supposed to be using. At first,
Yeah.
it was great because it was brand new and we are like, this is cool. and then very quickly that fell off for me.
No, I was mad from the beginning.
Better foresight than I do.
Just anger,
Yeah, I was just frustrated and angry.
fusion, and rage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the sniper, like I played a couple of maps with Charlie and Jamie, and we ended up on and Preacher, I think, was playing at that point. And we ended up on Vikendi a couple of times, and the first gun I picked up was a Kar 98, and then like the next time we dropped, I think I got an SKS pretty soon after. So they're actually abundant now. Like you can find them on a drop pretty easily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, related note, I find them being super high spawn rate on Erangel too. I'm finding SLRs and SKSs at every corner, it seems like.
Really?
Yeah, I'm finding a lot of them. I think we found, and also one game we found 6 level 3 vests within the first 5 minutes.
Oh,
And
that's
then I
too
was
many.
finding
It's
like 2 SLRs on top of each other in piles.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed a lot is that we're seeing SLRs everywhere. And I love it because I love that plink.
Yeah, same.
but it's a really strong gun. It shouldn't be super common because
Was it-
it's
Was
quite
it? I think
a beast.
Clay was saying it needs to be nerfed.
He did say
It's
that,
it's
yep.
pretty powerful. The bullet speed is stupid fast.
Yeah, and just the damage output super high. But I think they might revisit that. They did say somewhere I read that they're going to probably do another pass at weapon balance, another
on Erangel.
patch from now. No, not actually weapon balance. I'm sorry.
Oh,
stats,
yeah.
like adjustments
Oh, yeah.
to fire rates and damage outputs, things like that.
They mentioned that. Where did they mention that?
Was
I
that in
remember
the
seeing that
tweet?
too.
Yeah, I think I saw it on the internet.
Yeah, somewhere.
Definitely not in print
online.
media.
Definitely not. I didn't read it in my local newspaper. I can guarantee that.
Did not.
I was flipping through my magazine that I keep with me. and
PUBG Weekly.
full
I was at the
page ad.
doctor's office
PUBG
reading
bi-weekly.
Home and Garden.
Yeah, by
Nope. PUBG monthly. Nope. PUBG
Nope.
once every 6 months.
PUBG PUBG quarterly.
There it is.
It's a mail-in subscription magazine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have to opt in.
Yeah. If you buy 3 subscriptions, you get 17 free
Mm-hmm.
to give
And you
out
also
to your
have
friends.
to have 3 people in your downline in order to get it. So it's a Ponzi scheme.
It's an inverted triangle.
All right, back to the patch notes for console. Weapon Master is
No, I
coming.
want to explore this. I want to make some money off this.
Oh, someone just left the chat. There he's back.
Serious coughing fit.
Cough
I
so
almost,
hard. he
I
hung
almost
up.
died.
Yeah.
I almost I tried to hit mute and then it just hung up. I was like blacking out. I was getting tunnel vision from coughing. And then I was like, no, it was all in slow motion. And then I realized that I hung up.
It's vaping a little bit too hard. Lord Vape Face.
You got to use air sometime, Cody.
Yeah.
What is this air? Can I get it at Walmart?
They might have Air Jordans at Walmart.
Yeah.
Air Fordens, am I right?
Probably. I don't know. I don't get it.
Weapon
So
Master.
what? Weapon Master.
It's coming
What's
to
the
PUBG
UK
and console.
equivalent to Walmart?
No idea.
It's called.
I don't go there.
Shoot.
It's a weird
Get
name
back
for a
to me. Get back. Yeah. Get back to me on that. I know what you mean, but it's Sam's Club. No. I don't know what it is. I'll get back to you.
All right, Weapon Mastery. It's finally here on Xbox and console as of, well, it will be June 27th at unspecified
Probably Marks and
time
Spencer?
Pacific.
Yeah, it's Marks and Spencer for
That
sure.
sounds right. I did,
Good old Mark and
we,
Spencer.
we chatted about that once in the Discord. Link in show notes. This is the system where you get to track all of your kills, which weapons you use, and also get those charms, free rewards.
Dan, you were relatively hard on this when it
I
came out
was.
for the PC. How are you feeling about it now?
The same. Pretty much the same.
You're still
I don't
rather
really go
hard on
looking at
it.
Yeah. Still pretty firm.
My problem with the
I like
weapon
it.
mastery is that it keeps giving me all these notifications that they're all highlighted, and then I click them and they don't go away, and it doesn't tell me why it's highlighted, and it just pisses me off. So I ignore it now.
That's exactly what's
Gotcha.
happening to me, to be totally honest with you. It just has that little yellow circle on it, and I can't get it to go away.
It's dumb as hell.
But it's I don't know. I'm just it doesn't excite me too much. I'm kind of over it. I went to it a couple times. I tried to grind and get some charms, but I realized I didn't care about the charms, and I still think they look kind of dumb. So I don't really go and look at it. And then none of the websites out there have accurate stats. So I don't know what to believe in. I tried to look up PUBGLookup.com. I tried PUBGOPGG.com or whatever it is.
Yeah.
None of those are accurate. They're all different. So I don't even know what to trust. And I don't know. I'm kind of past that, trying to figure out what my stats are. So this is accurate, but I just want to know my historical ones.
No, you're not going to get that. Don't worry about it.
No.
I like
the internet is forever, John.
Basically, as I'm like waiting for somebody else to ready up, I'll click into it and be like, check on what has happened recently. And I think that is a nice little thing for it. I don't think it's like a crazy important thing, but I think it's fun to have it there. As we talked about before, it does kind of suck that it's not historical. It's just like from when they released Weapons Mastery.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, still kind of cool.
Yeah, I've clicked in it a few times, but we always enter the game quicker than I can read any of the stuff on the screen. So while we're queuing up,
tactical marker.
Tactical.
I haven't used it seriously even one time.
I'm so glad we have this now, because now when Cody says he's pinged a vehicle, I know exactly that's a vehicle because he's pinged a little driver, little circle, little steering wheel icon. So I know it's a vehicle. So glad to have that now in my life.
Yeah. What I do appreciate, however, is the off-screen indicators.
Yes.
That's nice.
It has been very helpful because Clay is so ahead of us most of the time when we play that it is quick to just look at the mini map and not have to spin around and look at the compass. Yeah. Additionally, for some reason, instead of the left side indicator when somebody's down, I notice the right side on the mini map more. And so if I can see that Dan is downed off screen, I notice that before I notice his health bar on the bottom left.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, good addition. Very obvious addition looking back. I'm surprised none of us really thought of this. It's a pretty standard way that maps are used in games with indicators off the map, just pointing a little arrow to look that way. I dig it. We talked about the loot balance on Erangel. They're adding additional AR, DMR, and SR spawns. The featured map will be changed to Erangel from Sanhok with the June update. A lot of people in Discord are excited about this. People are ready to go back to Erangel, and ourselves included. We are digging Erangel nowadays.
I love it. It's so much fun. Man.
Yeah.
Once they fix the loot, it is great. It is back to basics, but it's not, because I feel like Erangel has the most diverse fighting styles.
That's the thing. It's like Sanhok is so much just
run and gun.
Run and gun, yeah.
Yeah, it's run and gun constant.
Dudes right in your face. There's a little more tacticality to Erangel, and I think that's why we like it a little more. It's slower paced. We can chat more with each other. We can interact with stream a little more. I don't know. I'm liking Erangel for that reason. We've pretty much put it on Erangel only, and have been playing it every stream night.
I'm so glad we don't play Miramar. Fuck that map.
That map can suck it. And now this is the interesting part. Actually, I skipped over Vikendi. So there's going to be a blue zone adjustment to Vikendi. They don't say what it is. And then also the same spawn rate increases. AR, DMR, SR, especially
ASMR.
It says. ASMR, NA, EU, NASA, JFK, Scuba. All of those spawn rates are increased. But this is the important part. This is what I want to chat about a little bit. So auto-equip attachments is one of the first things we've seen that is console only.
Right.
PC will never have this.
Well,
no,
mobile
it doesn't make sense for PC to have it. I was kind of thinking about that when we were doing show notes. Is I'm really excited for it on console, and it's great on mobile, but it has no place in PC.
Right.
It would take away from part of the game, because loot management was never a slowdown part of the PC game.
Yeah, that's almost.
But holy shit, did it slow down your gameplay on Xbox?
Mm-hmm.
When you're working with joysticks trying to like go along axis, like that's so fucking hard.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm excited to see how much faster it'll be to get down and do a hot drop.
And so
Yeah.
that's kind of what they're saying here is that, yeah, it's slow to use. And one of the reasons why people avoid early game combat is because they want to sit down and organize their inventory and attach all of their attachments onto their weapon before they engage. So they think, it appears, that they think that if they do auto equip, people will be getting into fights a lot faster and not having to fiddle with their inventory as much. And I agree with that.
That makes sense. And even though the huge push to get new players in there is gone, that for anybody who's trying to play at this point, loot management is no longer a deterrent.
Mhm.
Right.
Because I remember even on every console and PC when I started to play, it was so hard. You guys would be going doing your own things. I'd be like, hold on. I'd get into a bathroom and I'd mess with my stuff.
Yep.
If they just say get down, it'll auto loot for you. You'll just go and start shooting, and then you can figure it out later.
Hmm.
Do you think this lowers the skill ceiling at all, or brings in some
I think
elements
it's
that are a little too easy?
I think it's an artificial skill ceiling. It's kind of like bad UI, basically. It's just like impeding the user rather than an actual skill. Like, sure, you can get good at managing your loot and like learning what each of the things do, and I think it reduces a little bit of that knowledge, but it only affects your gameplay. So like I feel like people who play the game more and more and more, like for these new players who might come on after this, they'll be able to figure it out later and it won't really matter. Like
Yeah.
the only skill in there is like, it's not even very precise controller management. It's just kind of frustrating, right? And I've only ever seen it done, but it frustrates me every time I've seen it.
It's pretty frustrating, yeah.
But I don't know. I'm curious what the skill ceiling thing. To me, it seems artificial.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, like you're saying, it's kind of just bad UI and bad experience. It's fighting around the game. If you're really good at inventory management on Xbox, like that's gonna make you a faster player, someone who can, go into and out of fights faster, or like loot boxes faster if you're running away from the blue or something like that, trying to find
Right.
meds at the last minute. But it's not like that's not a fun gameplay element, really.
Right. And
I
the
get what you're saying.
the players who are good at looting now will be able to use this to their advantage even more so. Like it'll just remove a step for them, right? Like
Mhm.
instead of having to loot and put it on, right? They can just loot what they want and know it'll snap to their gun.
Mhm.
So it'll just it's not going to even the playing field out really. It's just gonna elevate it a little bit more, I think.
I see what you mean. Yeah. What do you think about like grips and stuff though? Because if you pick up 3 different types of grips, how does it know which one to
Why would you need
attach?
3 different types of grips?
Well, say if you're just running around, you've got 2 different weapons, one long range, one short range.
I think
and let's say
early
2 different
game-
types of grips. You know you want your vert on your SKS and probably
Right.
your half grip on your AR.
So just when you
It'll fill your primary weapon first.
yeah, whatever you have out, I would assume that it snaps to that. That's how I would do it.
Yeah, and once at the beginning, if you're just trying to auto loot, that's one thing, and then you can adjust once you're out of the fight. I'm okay with them not really knowing that.
Mhm.
And if you have a vector and you have a thumb grip, it's not going to put it on there anyway.
Right. Yeah, this could open the door to some default loadout settings potentially.
Yeah, I wonder if that's going to be a thing. If they can just say like if or on
It's
SMGs
too much.
automatically.
Don't ask them to do this.
Whatever. Yeah, let's get on. You know what would be cool though is if they just redid all the maps the way they're doing Erangel and forgot about all its little piddly shit. So like I'm all for auto equip, right? Keep it great. Let's do more of that kind of stuff. But before you add in the little things like we're suggesting, maybe redo all those maps the way you're doing Erangel.
So I think you bring up an interesting point that I would slightly disagree with, is that these small quality of life things like this auto equips stuff is the thing that will keep your players around. You won't get as frustrated with a game because of like stupid shit. It will just be you get frustrated because like you're having a bad night or something like that. So you're less likely to be just angry at the game. You won't feel like cheated out of a win or something like that. So I feel like the small quality of life changes are as important or pretty close to the big content updates.
I would say yes, but in my mind, this is not a small quality of life. This is a major quality of life. But
For
the
auto
small
equip,
ones,
yes.
yes.
Yeah.
For the small ones, completely agree with your statement.
The
I think auto equip is a massive lifesaver, though. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I think auto equip, this type of change will keep players around, like you're saying, and the new map refreshes like Erangel, that will bring players back and also keep people here at the same time. Because I think for the first time we saw tons of people on the test server. For the first time we could actually get on the test server and find a game.
Right.
Before we had no chance of doing that. Our queue times were something like 10 minutes and just infinity times. So
Yeah, I uninstalled test server because we just never used it.
Yeah, it wasn't worth the time. Because you knew it was just going to be there for a couple days anyway. We probably wouldn't get to it, and then the changes weren't big enough. But everyone wanted to check out these new map enhancements. So
the last thing on our controller list, I'm reading the patch a little bit as I'm speaking. The last thing on our console list is this controller preset C. This blew my mind. So I've never played Xbox for PUBG, and so they're trying to improve overall game experience during battles, and on the controller for the other presets, I guess the leaning is configured to the thumbsticks.
yes,
Bonkers to me. That blew my mind.
that was literally one of the worst
And
things that I
controller preset
experienced.
C.
Hello?
Hello? Controller preset C, what?
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
Controller
God.
preset C moves
Hey.
it moves the bindings of leaning from the sticks to the bumper buttons, as well as a few other suggested changes. So that should be an interesting layout to use.
Yeah, because now what do you use for soft aim? I wonder. Because the bumpers right now, if you hold them down, they'll give you that soft aim. And then if you tap it depends on what preset you use, but controller preset A, if you tap the left trigger, you will then bring up aim down sights, or if you hold it, if you have preset B. So, yeah, I don't know what these other changes are. It looks like they're not ready to share all the details yet. But I like this idea because lean just gets in the way. Like, you see it constantly. Almost every single firefight, you'll see people just leaning left, right, left, right, left, right as they shoot because they're accidentally pressing the thumbsticks. Only
I wonder
few
if that's a
people can
strat.
use that actually the way it should be. It could
But
be. Could be.
why aren't they telling us what's left in this?
I don't know.
I feel like there's like a press conference, right? And they go like, excuse me,
like
PUBG
E3?
developer. Yeah, which they did. This is their E3. They didn't show up. They're just like, oh, by the way, we're still here, guys. They go like, okay, but like, what else is in this June 27th update? Because that's not very far away. We'd like to know a little bit more. And they just bust into like, secret, I got a secret. And you're like, no, seriously, you can tell us.
I am a modern man.
Yeah, we know that. We got that. But like, if you could just secret, I got a secret. This isn't funny. We just want to know what content you're putting out.
Oh man. Teaser, always teasers. Announcement for an announcement.
Yeah, mission
That's true.
accomplished.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, PUBG, PS4, and Xbox consoles will have this update, June 27th.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll follow me, we are now entering the personal computer place.
And PC.
Questions for the show.
No.
No,
PC.
we got PC patch. Well, not patch. It was the test server, and they did the visual update on Erangel. And I gotta say, damn,
Damn.
it was cool.
It looks
Yeah.
good. It runs just as well,
Okay,
if not.
when
slightly
we
better.
went on to play that the night we played, we started on the normal server, and it
Mhm.
was choppy AF. It was the worst.
Really?
And we were getting
What?
mad, and then we were like, well, let's just try test server. We have to go into first person and do this. The game ran so smooth. There were 100 people in the lobby. It was great. It was so much fun.
Oh, man.
It looks amazing. The textures are awesome. The gameplay was smooth as hell.
How did you feel about the blue zone changes?
You know what? I honestly didn't notice a major difference, but it didn't feel slow. So like as I was playing, I didn't go entered and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't think, wow, that took a long time.
That's
Can you say
good.
that again? Say that part again. You cut out.
No, you cut out. Hold on. Ugh. I gotta readjust in my seats.
You stand up?
Well, I'm gonna stand up.
I'm waving my arms.
What was I supposed to re-say?
You said the whole time I wasn't thinking, and then you just
Oh,
cut out.
the entire time I wasn't thinking, holy shit, this is taking a long time. Between the first and second circles, usually it feels like forever. But a lot of the times I was looking up and we saw 50 left, and I was like, wow, 50 left. But I didn't put that together until just now.
Yeah, I didn't even actually realize there was blue zone changes.
You're a smart guy, John.
Very smart.
I'm reading some notes.
So
You can
timers
read,
are
John.
faster throughout the match. The delay is reduced in the earlier phase. The size is reduced in the earlier phase. The size of the safe zone, meaning. Blue zone speed is reduced in the early and middle phases. Damage is increased in the later phase, and delay is reduced in the last phase. I did notice some hard shifts that we had to deal with, some quick timings at the very end of a couple matches. I didn't really notice a whole lot in the beginning, so I think it's changed, but I don't think it's a drastic change enough for me to be like, "Oh crap, we got to go." But it felt right. I didn't feel rushed, but I didn't feel like I was waiting on it. So I think that they're finally starting to nail down the right durations of these phases.
Yeah, I mean, they say it's just for testing right now for the testing period, so I assume they're reserving the right to revert everything or like go with a slightly adjusted version. But
I mean, they could always reserve the right, though, couldn't they?
no.
All
Today
right,
they could
reserved.
go back and be like, no vaulting!
I honestly don't think they could. They would break their fucking game if they did that.
No vaulting. Yeah, you want a broken game? Remember how this was? Idiots.
Crouch jump out the window?
Yeah. Barely works half the time. Back to the remaster though. I think not only were the textures great, the lighting was great too.
Oh, the lighting was so bright and crisp.
It's
It
crisp,
looks way
it's realistic.
more colorful.
Yeah, exactly. It's more colorful. The sky is actually blue, not gray.
Here's what it reminds me of. Not a Zack Snyder movie.
What
Yeah.
movie for those listeners
M-
out there?
Man
who
of
don't know?
Steel.
I definitely know, but just tell them.
300.
Yes. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. The entire movie is just green. Yeah. It's crisp. It's realistic. It's blue. It's green. It's brown. It's the colors like they pop though. It's not like the old just muddy palette of colors that they had.
Right.
It's like they sort of put like a weird sepia tone on the last one, it seemed.
It seemed that way, right? Like they're trying to go with this grungy, filtered look,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just
And I don't know who was talking about this. It might have been you, Dan, but like it seems as though you are now in a real place where like a week ago everybody was killed or left.
That's cool.
It feels more like a lived-in location rather than a paintball arena
Mm-hmm.
that was made to be this way.
There are now these pictures of what I assume is the dictator everywhere.
Mr.
Who does he look like? He looks like an actor
Dan?
that I can't place right now. I'll think of it.
Yeah, there's more graffiti. They slightly changed the layout of some locations where they changed
cool.
the internal assets. Like a toilet is now in the right spot, or like there's not this giant pile of books in the corner. It's actually, laid out in such a way where you can get into that corner now without having just random obstacles in your way.
Yeah, it's a little more thought out
Yeah,
rather than slapdashed.
right. It's still a lot of the same layouts. The buildings are still in the same locations for the most part. I think there's probably more buildings in some places, but it's mostly a visual overhaul rather than here's a new map or we totally changed Erangel. It
How's
feels the same.
Gatka?
I never went because Gatka's garbage trash.
Mm-hmm. Good answer.
I don't know, actually. We should check that out when it launches.
No.
Or maybe not because it sucks.
So when's it coming?
It's not coming for a little while. Later this summer. We don't know. It just says later this summer. So we know that everyone seemed to be really enjoying it. A lot of great feedback. I really liked it. The one negative I will say, I think that a lot of people were saying, was that the grass is very thick. So while I'm impressed that they were able to get this thick, nice, well-detailed grass, it hides people a little bit too well, I think.
That might be crazy in first person.
Yeah.
Oh, you played it on first person.
It is, yeah. It's dense. Very dense. So, especially with a ghillie suit on, I'd be a little bit worried about the overpoweredness of the gear. But I'm really liking it. I'm excited for it. Like we were saying, I think this is going to bring people back. And it's going to make me keep playing Erangel, because that's, I think, a lot of people's favorite map.
Yeah.
Nothing but good things.
Awesome.
Cool.
Anything else you want to bring up about it?
I don't think so. Cody, anything from you?
No, I think we covered most of it.
Yeah.
Cool.
It just looks great. You did a good job.
Is that it for PUBG?
I think so.
I think that's it, right?
I think so.
Hope you enjoyed our welcome back episode. Love you, say it back.
Love you. Say it back.